So I'm going to be making a very quick comparison of the Opinel number 7, which is my sort of favourite everyday hiking or wild camping knife, with the smaller sister, the number 5. This version is the carbon steel version, the number 5 in carbon steel, and if you put it side by side with the number 7, you can see quite a difference in size. This number 7 being the stainless version, which is as I say, my favourite sort of hiking and camping blade. I'm not going to discuss in detail the merits of the different blade types here, summarising really as ease of maintenance in the stainless blade versus absolute achievable sharpness with the carbon steel blade. However, you can get the stainless blade pretty much sharp enough for everything other than shaving anyway. So the number 5 is it's a pretty dinky little thing. We have a blade length of 6 centimetres and a quoted weight of a pretty tiny 15 grams. It's pretty small in the hand, and certainly although the shaped beechwood handle is nice to touch, it's a bit small to be the perfect fit, I'd say, to the hand for lots of repeated cutting. Of course though, it's sort of far more comfortable to hold and to cut with than a sort of thin bladed metal handle, which you see on a lot of sort of EDC or everyday carry type of knives. Now the number 5 is the largest standard Opinel in the range that does not feature the locking ring. When the blade length is 6 centimetres, this is legal for everyday carry. Some people talk about removing the locking ring on the number 6 with a 7 centimetre blade to render that legal carry. I'm not really sure it's worth the effort. If I have a real need for a larger blade, then that presumably covers good purpose. Therefore, you can carry the locking version anyway, as I say, when you have good purpose. We all know that if you're working with a knife for more than odd jobs, a locking blade is safer. However, I kind of see this as a sort of an odd job type knife, you know, when you need a blade for something quick and a sharp blade for something quick and precise. So I kind of think that's fine. It doesn't bother me not having the locking piece on here. Other people talk about the fact it could open in your pockets. I don't really see that being much of a problem. However, if you really want to worry about that, putting a little rubber band about that would obviously do the job there as well. Now it's a really thin blade. You can see even thinner than the pretty thin number 7. So certainly in the case of the number 5, not much over a millimetre thick. But a really nicely shaped and nice blade for precise cutting, as I say. Probably the most famous point of note on this specific one, so the number 5, is that it's actually the knife that Pablo Picasso was said to use to sculpt with. And I can kind of see how this small precise blade might work nicely for sort of working in clay in that sort of Picasso-esque style. So of course, for everyday carry, the main criteria when I'm thinking about would I take this versus another knife is what I'm going to use it for. And in all honesty, whether it's in the office, on a day walk, it's going to be mainly light duties, you know, peeling an apple, sharpening a pencil, opening a packet or a parcel, cutting a bit of string. And these are all things that this knife is perfect for. It really is a sharp little blade, you know. If we get a standard paper cutting type stuff, we can see very precise, easy to cut paper with, standard paper stuff. All this stuff, you know, it's a good sharp blade, and this is without me having made any effort to sharpen this more than it came out of the factory. Heavier duty whittling though, probably no. As I say, you know, it's a very dinky little thing, and it's certainly not a blade you'd use for prying open tins or such like. So there we have it. If I'm looking to absolutely save grams and there's a knife to sit in my pocket or bag when out and about, I think it's a really good choice. I wouldn't use it in preference to my number 7 for most hiking or wild camping trips, I think, due to the slightly reduced versatility. But it's a great bit of lightweight kit, great little blade. It's actually just a lovely little thing generally with the beechwood handle again. Very traditional, very nice to look at, very lightweight and cheap to purchase. Again, £6 to £7 available in the UK. So well worth checking out for a good, sharp, precise tool for everyday use for light duties.